Eggs are a great thing to have for breakfast, and this belongs in the 4th food group. So by having eggs, we're really completing a really good breakfast. The eggs are stored in the carton, and the top part of the egg has a little air sac in it. The older that the egg gets, the bigger the air sac gets. But that's what makes the egg break. When it hits into hot water, this air sac expands and cracks the shell. So what we're going to do first, if you have one, we have a little egg pricker. Just press gently on the thick end, and I pressed in a hole. If you don't have an egg pricker, you can use a darning needle or a pin, but it is handy. There are 2 methods of cooking eggs, and it really depends on the method you like best. So I'm going to show you the method right now. The one is the boiling water method. You'll see I've got water boiling. I'm going to put eggs on in a minute. The other one is the cold water method. Have to keep in mind that we're not boiling eggs, we're cooking eggs. They must be kept cooked under the boiling point. So when we call eggs hard boiled, we really should say hard cooked. These eggs will start out in cold water. Turn it on maximum. Put the lid on. You notice that I have matched the sizes of the pots to the size of the elements. Always turn handles in so little children or anyone else doesn't knock them off. To soft cook the egg, we're going to leave it 5 minutes in the water, in this water. We've heated the water first. When it's at the boiling point, we're going to turn the element right off or down to minimum. I'll take my, say, 2 eggs and very slowly lower them into the water. Sometimes if your water's boiling as furiously as that was, we might just take it off. And if you could see the bubbles coming out of the end of the egg, that would be interesting. We'll put the lid on and turn the timer to 5 minutes. Now that will give you a medium cooked egg. If you want it softer than that, 4 minutes or so, 3 minutes. If you want it harder than that, cook it a little longer. The cold water method puts your eggs into the cold water. Now here's the advantages and disadvantages. The cold water method, we have to watch and figure out or see if we can catch the time that this water starts to boil. And at that time, then we give them 3 minutes. The disadvantage is I might get off doing something, and I might notice that the water has started to boil and I've lost how long they've been in boiling. I personally don't like this method, but many people do. This is called the cold water method. This is called the hot water method. We leave the lid on, reduce the temperature, and leave it for 5 minutes. The donger is going to tell me when the 5 minutes is up, but I have to watch this pot to see the steam starting to come out. Oh. 5 minutes is up. Just lift our egg into the egg cup. There we are. Now they continue to cook. If we weren't quite ready to eat them, they will continue to cook. Now if you're not quite sure that they're just exactly the way you like them, you might like to take the tops off them and stop the cooking. Our cold water method is working out. The water started to boil, so 3 minutes from the time it starts to boil will give you a medium soft egg. So I'm going to continue to let them cook for 15 or 20 minutes, and that will give us, or 10 minutes, that will give us a hard cooked egg. We can show you then how to peel them. Let's take a top off the egg. Sometimes people go like this, they get shell kind of all over. Sometimes you just give it a good whack. Some give it a whack and then go through like this, and then take the top off. And you see what you have, a medium egg. Now a medium cooked egg, you want the whites of the eggs all cooked, but the yolk of the egg is still runny. There's our good breakfast. There's our egg. And people have all kinds of different ways of eating their eggs too. Some people eat them right out of the shell like this. Some people like to scoop them out of the shell and put them in another plate and eat them. My grandchildren like to dip. They will take the little strips of toast and dip like this in order to eat it. So egg eating can be however you want to do it, but it is a great addition and a fun thing to have for breakfast. Our hard-cooked eggs have certainly cooked long enough. We don't want to overcook them. 10 to 20 minutes is all they really should cook. Now this is hard cooking eggs for maybe to use later, to tuck in the lunch box of your children at school, to make deviled eggs for lunch. Other reasons that we used hard cooked eggs: to make egg sandwiches. Dump the water off and then immediately plunge cold water into them, and that will stop the cooking and sometimes stop. There's a black ring that will sometimes come around the yolk in a hard cooked egg, and it should stop that as well, and also makes them easier to peel the skin off. So cool them off as quickly as you can. If we're going to keep them for lunch boxes or for use later on to make potato salad, or to put them up into egg sandwiches, or to make deviled eggs with them, then we leave them this way. And I quite often take a pencil and write HC on them, hard cooked, when they go back in the fridge, that I won't get them mixed up. When we come time to use them, notice how easily that shell slips off. Let's open them. And there you have a hard-cooked egg that doesn't have any hint of that black substance that's around the outside sometimes. If we're going to make deviled eggs or sandwiches, we chop them all up and put other things with them. Hard-cooked eggs are great in many, many ways.